There's another thing that I've kind of observed, and that is the dynamics of the situation. Things change so very quickly and so very diversely that you can never count on the same things or the same places. In the hot zone area, the Forest Service or whomever, contractors or whatever, have been busy going down the sides of the main road that enter into that area and cutting the timber down. Basically, they're logging the timber on both sides of the road, and they're taking everything, and I think the whole basic idea is to use the road as a fire break. But then again, it's probably just another reason to get lumber and pulp that they weren't otherwise able to get through the normal channels. But anyway, I've been noticing that the activity level this spring was way down because of this new cutting that they're doing alongside the roads, which involves the big bulldozers and the big collectors and the grabbers that grab the trees and pull them over and load them onto the trucks and stuff like that. Plus the saws. The saws are always, the sound on those carries for long distances. So the activity level in the hot zone this spring was not what I thought it would be. Unfortunately, it was not very much at all. I had to really go in deep, far in to get any activity. And that's probably because the Bigfoot's staying away from the lumbering noises that's going on down by the main roads. This is also happening over in the White Mountain area where they're doing massive thinning and control burns. The animals, all animals, are putting a very, very good distance between all that commotion and smoke and to where they're really located. So they're really being pushed out of the area while the Forest Service or whomever the contractors go in and do this. Therefore, the dynamics of the forest really changes. And so it's a luck of the draw now as to whether or not you're going to find anything or not. So you never can count on anything for too long because things change. What I'm hoping is the clearing along the road is not to widen the road. For many, many years now, people have been talking about widening this road to make it easier access to a certain small town. And so if they're widening the road and they put in a 4-lane highway in both directions, yeah, it'll probably do this town good things, but it's not going to be very good for the Bigfoot. They'll probably just move deeper into the back recesses where man usually just doesn't go. I've had many people ask me why I spend my time splitting up and going to different places, developing like 2 different or 3 different places at a time. And that's specifically because of what I mentioned before, and that's the dynamics of the situation. The forest changes. Man changes. Forest fires happen. Numerous different things can happen. Even just the way the area is being hunted can cause a big change. Here in Arizona, we have the lottery system for most big game animals, and the Game and Fish will decide how many permits go into each area. So it's a possibility that one particular area, which you might be doing your Bigfoot research in, one particular year gets flooded with hunters because the Game and Fish has decided that there's too many elk in there or too many deer. So things are very dynamic and can change in a heartbeat. and not change back. So if things go away, if your family of Bigfoot that you've been trying to study go away, then you have to be prepared to move on and find something else. Plus the fact that I'm trying to get a good feel for the numbers here in Arizona. How many Bigfoot are there in Arizona? And that's one of the things that I just recently dawned on me on this last month trip, was there are Bigfoot just about everywhere where 4 criteria is met. One is plenty of good, clean drinking water. 2 is plenty of food, both meat and vegetable type. 3, the high density of forestation, very thick, dense growths. And 4, the lack of man. And so I've been finding more and more of these places, and I'm beginning to learn that the population of Bigfoot may be a lot bigger than when I first anticipated. Now, there's no way I can get a real count or a head count on how many I suppose are around, but there's a good possibility that there's probably double what I thought was here in Arizona. And one way I'm finding out about these spots is actually getting out and talking to the local people that live in that particular area. They know where they're at. They can tell you where they've seen them and stuff like that. This one particular place that I went to, I'm not going to name the name, but there were 2 gentlemen there, and they were saying, "Oh yeah, we know where they are. There's one place that we're not even going to go into because they're there." And no, I'm not talking about Spooky Valley. This is a whole different place, a good 90 miles from Spooky Valley. So it happens quite often in various remote places here in Arizona. And, my gut feeling is that this is happening all over the United States, Canada, Alaska, and so forth. There's places that are still dedicated or still Bigfoot territory, and they hold on to their territories as long as they can until they get pushed out.